who can handle the truth. Welcome aboard, folks, and thank you very much for listening to Your Voice Counts. We have a very, very important guest tonight, a person I respect, trust his judgment, and trust his integrity and his wisdom. My guest is Barton Vann. Now listen, Bart, I have to do some Liberty business, and I always do this, so please just hang on. Don't get discouraged. I'll get you on, but I have to do this, as you know, through every show that I do. So thank you for being with us, Bart, and just hang in there, and we'll get you on. And I'm hoping Shelton Langford calls in, too. I'm sure he will. Dear friends, thanks for taking your time to tune in to Your Voice Counts. I guess, in my heart, what I'm really trying to say is thank you for tuning in to my beloved shipmate show. It's not my show, it's their show, and it's their voice. It's their voice who counts on this great radio station, Republic Broadcasting Network. The USS Liberty men were slaughtered in cold blood by the State of Israel, June 8, 1967, at approximately 2 o'clock in the afternoon. A terrible thing to say, but it happened by our allies. It's you're supposed to forgive and forget. You're supposed to love your neighbor and try to go on. But how do you forgive and forget in a situation like this, when my shipmates were murdered in cold blood? They will not be forgotten, and I don't think they will ever forgive, as I will never forgive the State of Israel for murdering my shipmates aboard the USS Liberty in a callous act of treason and murder on the high seas. I think all like-minded Americans that want the truth out of their government and want to protect their sons and daughters from being murdered for no reason by anybody. I don't care who it is, if it's Israel or anybody. We're getting soldiers killed, shot in the back of the head by the people we're training them. We're training the Afghanistans, and they're murdering our sons and daughters, the very people that are teaching them how to take care of themselves. Disgraceful, dishonest, a war we shouldn't be in right now, fighting for the sake of Israel. It just becomes so overwhelming sometimes when you think about what happened to the USS Liberty and what is going on today. If the USS Liberty story would have been told the truth many, many years ago, 45 plus years ago, we wouldn't. I guess we're going into a break. I didn't hear it. Hang on, folks. We'll be right back.
Oh collection calls.
Imagine being free from your debt without settling and with no payment plan, no negotiating or filing bankruptcy, and no attorneys. What if you could eliminate the risk from all your unsecured debt in about 90 days and keep all your money? You can. It's called Zero Debt Guarantee, and it works. There's no other program of its kind on the planet, and we guarantee the results in writing. Call now, 800-477-9256. Let our team of experts provide you with the resources to fight back, stop collection calls, and prevent and stop wage garnishments and bank levies. If you're facing foreclosure, we can help. Don't go it alone. Get free information now by calling 800-477-9256. Talk to an expert who has also completed our program. Call 800-477-9256 for free info, or go to ZeroDebtGuarantee.com. That's 800-477-9256, or go to ZeroDebtGuarantee.com.
If you would like to live your life free of sickness, pain, and fear, live your life with increased vitality, energy, and youthfulness, and experience your body healing itself from anything out of balance concerning cardiovascular or diabetic circulation problems, then this might be the most important ad you'll ever hear. It is possible to acquire a 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation, which works. It is extremely effective and starts to work within days. For a long and healthy life, order today by calling 866-295-5305. 866-295-5305. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Order online at heartandbody.com. That's heartandbody.com.
As many of you know, natural supplements are fantastic for your body and have zero side effects. You need to restore your body's natural balance. TerraVim strives to carry only the highest quality dietary supplements and natural vitamins that can be beneficial in helping your body recover from the impact of daily stress, allergens, illness, environmental pollution, and the aging process. Why buy from TerraVim? Simple. TerraVim provides a rewards program. Earn $1 for every $10 spent, free health consultations, free shipping on all orders, and an additional 10% discount on every order when you mention the coupon code RBN. Call 866-647-4372. That's 866-647-4372, or go to terravim.com. That's TerraVim.com. TerraVim, the best supplements on earth.
They said that Israeli
Here we go into the hello folks. I broke in a little early because this show is so important. I apologize, Kat, for not getting your songs on completely, but I just have to. I have a lot to do here, and I want to get it done. And it's my duty and honor as a survivor and combat wounded veteran, of America, to seek the truth, the God's honest truth, folks. We're not out here to tell no lies and about what war crimes were committed by the government of Israel and covered up by the United States of America. Yeah, that's right, folks. Covered up for the last 45 years plus, since June the 8th, 1967. Folks, it has been, and I must say, a very troublesome burden for me to try to do this. All these weeks, I wrote a book, done other things, and got a library going, and then doing this show is absolutely a great honor. But it's just not for the USS Liberty. It's for all Americans. It's for all Americans to know the truth, what they're in for. I mean, they're being hoodwinked, and they've been lied to, they've been cheated to, and their money has been taken and not well spent. Oh, well, that's a misnomer. Not well spent, just flat out used as however they want to use it, give it away or whatever. And that's why I do what I do, and I'll do it until my very last breath, or they take me out. My great appreciation to many people, and especially Kat Faber and her husband, her soulmate, Rick, that, they take care of my show and they produce it. They get me great guests as we have on tonight. We have, Bart on now and Shelton's on, so I'm going to try to get through as fast as I can, but I must do my Liberty stuff, and then we'll get you guys on. So don't get mad at me. We'll get you on because these are two very, very smart men, professionals, and I might not only add the USS Liberty, but 911. So the Liberty cause is here to stay, and that's what we're trying to do and get it done and as fast as we can before this country goes any further than it has. And Kat, thank you so much for your beautiful, beautiful voice and what you contribute to the USS Liberty Veterans Association. Let me take that back. What you contribute to RBN and your voice counts. That's where all my appreciation goes to. Your beautiful songs can be heard on Songs at the USS Liberty. Please go to them, folks, and listen to them. They're just heartfelt and just a beautiful, beautiful rendition of a person that has a heart of gold, a person that was brought up by very valuable and interesting, great people. She's very lucky to have her two parents, Helen and Harley, alive to assist her, and they're very, very into the USS Liberty veterans. And thank you very much in this show. And I mean USS Liberty veterans, and I mean that respectfully, but what I'm trying to say that sometimes we don't get agree eye to eye with USS Liberty veterans and what I do on my show. But that's okay. We can agree to disagree. That happens in life, and I have no problem with that. Also, I want to thank a good friend and a survivor of mine, Ron Kukul. He was a petty officer in charge of body recovery and identification, and I've said this many, many times. I wouldn't want to have been in Ron's shoes being the petty officer in charge of what he did then, but I was there. I know what the deal was and the horror he had to go through, and he still relives to this day. And believe me, folks, when that torpedo hit, they blew our valuable, valuable shipmates to bits. They blew them to bits. And it's something that nobody should ever, ever, ever have to go through. It's just something that, you just don't forget, and you don't want to forget. The reason I don't want to forget it is because of my shipmates in America and what it means to me and what it means to our future. And folks, we just saw a debate a couple days ago, and you can take it for what it's worth, but and then you also saw what Netanyahu did in front of the UN. That was, my God, that was almost like a comical show, but it wasn't comical because it could mean the end of the end of the earth as we know it if a nuclear war happens, and it very well could happen if Israel sticks its dirty little fingers in it. My good friends and fellow shipmates that listen to this show, and especially John Godesco, former intelligence officer aboard the USS Liberty, a lieutenant, very high rank, very respected man aboard that ship, and a very respected man that I love dearly. And, if you're going to go to a website, you go to his website, tinyurl.com/USS Liberty. tinyurl.com//USS Liberty. Don't go to any other site, believe me. Don't go to any other site but this one. If you go to Jim Ennis's site, he was a former officer aboard the ship, but he's got his own views about RBN and American Free Press and other networks that get out here and try the truth. He calls them Nazis and Jew haters and this and that. It's just disgusting. I mean, he's not Jesus Christ. How can he judge anybody? How can he judge me? In fact, he was flat on his back the first second the ship got hit. And if it wasn't for people like me and others, he might not have made it. So for Jim Ennis to judge RBN or American Free Press or any other station or newspaper that gets out there and tries to get the real truth out, not like the mainstream media Shame on you, Jim Ennis. Shame, shame, shame on you, because you're not doing anybody any good, I'll tell you that. Stay away from his site. Folks, I got just a little bit more to go through here, and then we'll get our very valuable and truthful and honest guest on here. I want to thank RBN, especially John Statmiller. You know, he gave me a chance, with the Liberty Hour, and then we quit that, and then he gave me another chance with Your Voice Counts. And believe me, your voice counts, dead shipmates. I'm here for you. Your voice counts. My dead shipmates, your voice counts, and that's why I do this show. And John Statmiller's a stand-up guy for doing this. He's doing this for America. He's doing it for the USS Liberty. He's doing it for the truth. He's doing it to keep us out of war. And the truth will prevail. You know, so thank you, God. God bless you, John, and the people that work for you. And we got Sam on tonight. Thank you, Sam, for doing a good job for us, and everybody else has worked on this great show. RBN, especially Your Voice Counts. I appreciate it very, very much. And folks, we have a pledge drive going on republicbroadcasting.org. Go there, republicbroadcasting.org, and donate a few bucks if you got it. They would certainly appreciate it. And it's a very nice cause. It'll keep this radio show as high quality as it is. It couldn't get any more high quality than it is. So what I want to do is get on with our guest here. And Barton, Vann Ness, and Shelton Lenord. And these are two very, very distinguished Americans. And I do want to read something before we get to our guests. And it's very important. And it's going to just take a second, but it'll give you a little bit of a background on Barton. And then I do not have a background on Sheldon, but I know about him, and we will get into that. This is from Barton, a lifetime AFP Readership Council member. Bart Vann Ness is an American patriot who still believes everyday citizens can make a difference. He also feels that all of us as individuals should stand up for what we believe is right, especially if an egregious crime has been committed against our fellow countrymen. God bless you for that statement. During a March 22nd interview with AFP, Vann Ness told this writer, "As long as I can physically do it, I'm going to keep fighting for America." As a 52-year-old Golden Life member of the U.S. Naval Institute, USNI, Vann Ness has recently taken a courageous stance to expose the truth about what happened on June 8, 1967. When Israeli jet fighters and torpedo boats assaulted the USS Liberty for nearly 2 hours, killing 34 and injuring 172. His efforts revealed that even when confronted with seemingly insurmountable odds, nothing can defeat persistence. And he is a very persistent man, believe me. Vann Ness described how over the years he had read possibly every book and watched every documentary produced on the Liberty attack. But after the Naval Institute published an article by Arch disinformation agent, very good point, A.J. Crystal, in 2005, Bart wrote a letter to the editor asking UNSI to consider covering Tito Howard's film Attack on the Liberty, which would be Loss of Liberty. He never heard back from them. Fast forward to 2011, where Vann Ness picks up the story. After I read Liberty's story, Phil Tourney took Tourney's book, What I Saw That Day, sent the book review on July the 13th to a proceeding which is UNSI's official magazine, said Vann Ness. Folks, we're going to go to a break, and then I'm going to get back to this. We've just got a few more seconds. Support your sponsors. I'm sorry for such a long delay, but we'll get to our guest in just a minute. We got a 2-hour show. God bless you. Stay aboard.
I'll hear the bomb again.
How would you like to own land? A refuge to escape from big cities, possible food shortages, the collapse of the dollar, or just a vacation trip is now available to you. Lots of fishing and hunting are available just across the Rio Grande River. Own your personal Colorado Wilderness RV lot within 3 stones throw of the Rio Grande River for $1,395. Quarter-acre lots. County road access. All lots come with warranty deed. All just for $1,395. Call 785-672-3141. 785-672-3141. Or go online to ColoradoRiverLots.com for more information and to see photos. It is away from civilization, a good business investment, and a low-cost protection plan. Call today, 785-672-3141.
Meet Jerry D.
Hi.
Jerry and his family, like you, are very concerned about world conditions and have gathered many emergency preparedness items, including turtle tough shelters.
We have added 2 24-foot turtle tufts to our supplies and feel very secure knowing our large family is ready for whatever the future may bring.
Turtle tough shelters are not tents. They are permanent yet portable 4-season geodesic frame shelters that are as strong as a cabin at a fraction of the cost and are easy to set up, take down, and move anywhere. Available in 2 sizes. Get your Turtle Tough shelter and accessories included at TurtleToughShelters.com. That's Turtle, T-U-F-F Shelters.com. Or call 801-623-3288. That's 801-623-3288. Or see them online at TurtleToughShelters.com. Turtle Tough Shelters, your all-season home away from home.
Hey there, my name is Frank Bates. What I'm about to tell you in the next 60 seconds could get me in a lot of trouble. I just created a free video presentation at 123crooks.com that exposes the electricity monopolies and government agencies for what they really are. Incompetent, lying crooks that are counting on your ignorance and fear to keep your power bills criminally high. Some have called this a conspiracy. Others have called it a cover-up. And you'll be shocked to find out how deep the conspiracy goes. My video at 123crooks.com exposes the truth and shows you the secret of how I beat them and how you can beat them too. Watch the controversial video that thousands of other smart patriots have already seen in the last 3 months. Go to 123crooks.com and discover one weird trick to slash your power bill and protect your home. Go watch my video now at 123crooks.com before they force me to shut it down. 123crooks.com.
Well, the time has finally come for the story to be told that should have been listened to.
Important show today, and I wanted to continue on, and Kat, apologize, my dear lady, for cutting you off because I love listening to your songs, and folks, you can go to Songs USS Liberty and listen to Kat, and I apologize for cutting you off, Kat, but that's just the way it is today. I apologize. But anyway, after I read Liberty, Survivor Tourney's book, and now this is from Barton, Vann. What I sent a book review on July the 13th to Proceedings, which is UNSI's official magazine, said Vann. Due to some purported miscommunication, Vann resent the review in September 2011, whereupon he spoke with Admiral Peter Daly, who is USNI's CEO and member of its board of directors. At first, prospects seemed positive, Vann recalled. Daly told me, let's John Adams, liberty cannot be preserved without gentleness among the people. Sounds to me what he said, but we'll see what happens in the rest of this letter. Let us dare to read, think, speak, and write, encouraged. Now, Barton was encouraged on January 11th. Vann wrote a letter to Daly in regard to the Tourney book review. I feel very strongly that this should be published so people would be made aware of what happened to USS Liberty, but in memory of the 34 crew members killed. And Barton was very kind. Killed, they were slaughtered, murdered in cold blood. That's Art. I know you said killed, but and 117 wounded that day. Van Ness, 2 weeks later, on January the 24th, editor Les responded informing Van Ness that UNSI had chosen not to use the review. Taking time to cool off and approach this matter with a level head, on February the 14th, Van Ness sent a letter to Daly informing him that he was giving up his 52-year-old life membership. Now, this is just something, after 52 years, he's taken this to heart. It's something he's wanted to do, and he gave it up. So here it is. The reason I resigned is I lost respect for the Naval Institute. They don't have guts. They don't have guts, just like our Congress does. Their cover-up is a slap in the face of every Liberty crew member, and I might add to every American in the United States of this country, and every God-loving person that wants peace. When learning the UNSI's decision, Arthur Tourney told Van Ness they are not only insulted the Liberty, they insulted you too, which they did, and I'll never forgive them for that. Still upset about the Naval Institute betraying their Van Ness with conviction. What they're saying to me in so many words is to hell with you. This stance reflects the arrogance, intellect, dishonesty, lack of integrity, and hypocrisy of this organization. Look at the facts. Refusing to surrender, Van Ness is now taking his campaign to the media, specifically American Free Press, a great newspaper out of Washington, D.C. I'd like every reader to contact CEO Peter Daly at the UNSI address below to express their displeasure over the decision not to fund the review of Phil Tourney's book, said Van Ness. If he fully stands behind Van Ness's efforts to expose, to protect Iraq, our government is running for Israel, murderers that deliberately attack Navy ship floating in international waters. Together, maybe all our voices will be heard. Folks, you can get a hold of Daly at this address. Daly can be contacted at U.S. Naval Institute, 291 Wood Road, Annapolis, Maryland, 21402. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Daly, U.S. Naval Institute, 291 Wood Road, Annapolis, Maryland, 21402. Okay, listen. I've kept Art online a long time, and I'm sorry. I apologize for that, Bart and Sheldon. Guys, hope you're both on there. Please go ahead and speak your mind. Go ahead.
You want me to go ahead?
Please go ahead, Bart.
Well, I was going to go in to 9/11, but first, I wanted to go in and give a false flag, a definition of a false flag operation, and also highlight some false flag operations prior to 9/11. First of all, the definition of a false flag operation. A false flag operation is a contrived, staged event, usually shocking, planned by its actual perpetrators to appear to have been done by others. The term comes from naval history. A ship flying a flag not of its true nationality is flying a false flag. A false flag operation is used by the perpetrators for a major political purpose, such as to launch or justify war, stage a coup, destabilize a society, subvert a popular movement, round up undesirables, or cause major change in policy. Most false flag operations enable deceitful rulers who order them to accomplish several aims among those listed. It is important to understand that we have examples of false flag operations so we can recognize any false flag operations currently being carried out and react to them in an appropriate way. Now, the Pentagon, in 1962...
You're listening to the Republic Broadcasting Network, because you can handle the truth.
Are you concerned about fluoride, chlorine, parasites, and other contaminants in your drinking water? Dalton ceramic water filters have been made continuously since 1827 and are used by disaster relief organizations and in third world countries to supply safe drinking water. Not only do we offer gravity filter systems, but also under the sink and countertop systems. Our replacement filters can be used to upgrade your existing system. And unlike some other filters on the market, Dalton filters do not have to be primed. For more information, call us at 800-696-1435, 800-696-1435, or order online at Dalton.com. That's DOULTON.com.
Herbal Healer Academy's new summer specials. Our 500 parts per million colloidal silver, all sizes on sale. Organic liquid iodine, liquid cal, mag, vitamin D, CoQ10 with hawthorn, colon enhancer, Super 2, natural laxative. Our exceptional product Connexin, memory power, and Super Male and Femplex. All on sale for the summer at herbalhealer.com. Also, 10% off on the HHA Survival Course. This is an important time to have this information. Might save your life. Nation's leader in supplying quality natural medicine and education. herbalhealer.com. Free online newsletter. Quality natural medicine supplier since 1988. We ship the same day you place your order. Free 128-page catalog with your first order. Go to herbalhealer.com today. herbalhealer.com.
American gardeners and fellow patriots, make the right choice with your money, time, and your family food supply. Choose 100% pure heirloom seeds in the Survival Seed Vault from MyPatriotSupply.com. Why spend more? The Survival Seed Vault from MyPatriotSupply.com is only $37.95 and includes 20 varieties of pure, hardy, easy-to-grow heirloom seeds. Yes, only $37.95. That's 70% less than our competitors. You could buy 3 Survival Seed Vaults for less than one of theirs. The Survival Seed Vault from MyPatriotSupply.com includes detailed planting and seed-saving instructions and ships same day. Plus, all orders over $49 ship free. MyPatriotSupply.com is American-owned by patriots like you, passionate about freedom and preparedness. Call now, 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927. Or discover more emergency preparedness items when you order at MyPatriotSupply.com. Choose the original. Choose the Survival Seed Vault at MyPatriotSupply.com.
Well, finally, the officials back to Washington sends out a message that the city will
Bart, apologize for breaking in on you like that. When the music comes on, just stop speaking, and then we'll go to the break and support our sponsors at RBN. And I understand we had a little breakup. I don't know what end that's coming from, but let's hope that it doesn't continue on. So, Bart, if you wanted to go ahead, please continue with your thoughts.
Okay, this false flag operation, the 13th of March, 1962. This was Operation Northwoods, and it was set out by Lyle Lemnitzer, Joint Chiefs of Staff. They recommended that they do this, and this was a set-up deal to invade Cuba, and here's some of the highlights. They wanted to a series of well-coordinated incidents will be planned to take place in and around Guantanamo to give genuine appearance of being done by hostile Cuban forces. Incidents to establish a credible attack. 1. Start rumors. Land friendly Cubans in uniform over the fence to stage attack on the base. 3. Capture Cuban-friendly saboteurs inside the base. Start riots near the base main gate. Blow up ammunition inside the base. Burn aircraft on airbase. Lob mortar shells from the outside. Sink a ship near the harbor entrance. Conduct funerals for mock victims. Remember, the main incident should be arranged in several points. We could blow up a U.S. ship in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. The U.S. would follow up with air-sea rescue operations covered by fighters to evacuate members of the non-existent crew. We could develop a communist Cuban terror campaign in the Miami and other in Florida and even in Washington to use MiG-type aircraft by U.S. pilots could provide additional provocation. An F-86 properly painted would convince air passengers that they could see saw a Cuban MiG. This was the kind of thing that they were going to set up. But President Kennedy stopped this. As a matter of fact, he fired several people that were going to plan this. But then we got another thing, and this one is called Codename Grill Fire. This was study participants, C Battery, 24th, 2nd Battalion, 81st, 2nd Battery, 81st Field Artillery Battalion, U.S. Army, Ida Oberstein, West Germany, where a bunch of people were to study making mock attacks, attacking buildings in this country, and including the World Trade Center towers. And this was there was a sworn statement by a United States Defense Department intelligence operative. His name was Timothy McNaven. In June 2002, I took a polygraph exam, and I've got a copy of it concerning my part in this utility military study. It was given by a Mr. Weller, who was a retired Canadian Army officer who was trained by the U.S. Army in military polygraph examiner. And he has a list of the people that participated in these exercises in 1975 and 1976, and it goes on about maybe what we should do if planes struck the World Trade Center towers. They tried to keep it quiet, and one of his commanding officers told him, if any way that you could sometime go and bring this out, which he did. He made a sworn statement that this thing was set up to actually, it was a training exercise. So these people were working about this for years before actually 9/11 happened. Now, then, you also had the Tonkin Gulf incident, which happened in 1964. It never happened, and Shelton Langford can well go into this, and I'm sure that he will in the program. Now, you had the Liberty, which was a failed false flag operation because the crew courageously saved the ship, and it failed because of this. And you also had the Pueblo. Now, here, the Pueblo was captured right after the Liberty, about 8 months or something like that afterwards. And the Navy's come out and said, remember the Pueblo, and she's still in the commission. They took the Liberty after the attack on Liberty, brought her back here to this country and scrapped her. Don't you think the Liberty ought to be a memorial? Yes, it should. It really should. Now, let's go to 9/11 if we can. I want to bring up some highlights and run through them quickly, and then if Shelton would like to come on, I think it would be good, because this gentleman he is an expert on 9/11. He served in Vietnam. He had 3,000 missions and did some other things. And
303, Bart.
What's that?
303 missions.
303 missions, Shelton. Good. And he had spoken abroad. And listen, he really knows his business. But and then I'm going to turn part of it over to him. To him. I don't mean it. But here's some highlights of the fallacy of 9/11. First of all, we were told jet fuel caused the building to collapse. That it melted the steel girders, the steel in the building. Well, jet fuel is kerosene. You put kerosene in a stove, it doesn't melt that, does it? Not only that, but the maximum temperature of jet fuel, maybe at the top, it may be 1,700 degrees. It wasn't, when it was burning, it was about 600 degrees. and steel doesn't melt till 2750 degrees. And also, those steel beams and the steel structures act as a heat sink. They will dissipate. They will dissipate the heat. And Stephen Jones and an investigative teams found that nanothermite traces of nanothermite was found in the building, and this was done by several scientists. You also had evidence removed. They removed all the steel from the building. They removed it as a crime scene. They took it out before anything could be done. You had steel beams blown across the street, and they found human bones on top of one of the buildings in 2006. Molten steel was found 6 weeks later in the bottom of the buildings. You had 19 hijackers, supposedly, with plastic box cutters that did it, and yet they found 6 to 9 of them alive later. You had the building World Trade Center 7. That wasn't even mentioned in the 9/11 Commission report. And that 9/11 Commission report was really, that was like having Al Capone investigate the mafia. Now, no steel-constructed high-rise building has ever collapsed before or after. And I will give examples of where this has never happened. You had, number one, Montreal, Canada, 1986. Los Angeles, 1988, First Interstate Bank. One Meridian Plaza, Philadelphia, 1991. You had Park Central Veraquas, Edificio, Spain, and the Windsor Hotel in Madrid, Spain, which burned for hours and hours and hours. Yeah, the Edificio Windsor, I'm sorry. That was in 2005. So, here you go. You know, this whole thing is just, it's a big fraud. And one of the things I like to recommend, architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth. There's 1,700 of us across the country, and they have done an excellent job about the Twin Towers. And there are some questions that you can ask people who doubt it. And let me bring this up. If you really want to put somebody in a corner, just ask them this one question. Ask them these questions. Do you believe that burning jet fuel caused the Twin Towers to collapse in their footprints because that is what your government told you? And the answer comes out and says yes. Question. If your government told you that the Twin Towers collapsed in their own footprints due to controlled demolitions, would you believe it? Answer. Yes, I guess so. Question. Would you agree that your opinion on the Twin Towers collapse is based on your belief in government? A. Getting nervous. Yes. Q. Question. How does the same day collapse of the 47-story steel beam constructed Building 7, which was not affected by jet fuel, factor into your government-formed belief that jet fuel caused the Twin Towers to collapse? Checkmate, you know? So, as a result of 9/11, we've had lost liberty, the Patriot Act, and all these wars where innocent people have been killed. And now we have the National Defense Authorization Act, which was signed on 12/31/2011, where the military can come into your home and arrest you and take you take you out and confine you indefinitely without any trial or anything. So, with that, I'd like to turn it over maybe to Shelton. Would you like to pick up there, Shelton?
Sure, Bart. My name's Shelton Langford. I've been on the show one time previously. I am a 20-year Marine Corps veteran. I've served in Vietnam almost all of 1968 and flew 303 combat missions. I went back as a C-130 pilot and flew out of Nam Phan, Thailand in support of airstrikes in the north. A veteran. Phil, do you know how long we have for the next break?
About 10 minutes. Keep on going, Shelton. And
Bart started out by talking about false flag operations, and the consensus in the truth movement is that 9/11 was entirely a false flag operation. false flag operation usually has a political purpose, and that is to get the nation to go to war, which they kind of telegraphed their moves. The neocons and the Project for a New American Century spelled it out about 2 years before by saying that we needed a new Pearl Harbor in order to go to war against Iraq. At that time, they would like to very much to go to war against Iraq, and they needed a new Pearl Harbor. Well, 9/11 turned out to be kind of the all-purpose incident that you could use indefinitely for just about any country. All you had to do is find a group, call them Al-Qaeda, and you can have them in any country in the world, and that you have a problem with. And that's kind of the scenario we've been living this last decade. But the incident I wanted to talk about is the Pentagon, because I think it's the clearest example of why 9/11 was a false flag operation. The World Trade Center fell, and there's no question about it. Now, we have good, strong evidence that it didn't just fall by itself, as Bart has been pointing out. Steel doesn't just disintegrate. It needs something to disintegrate it. That's the reason they put it out of steel, is so that they'll stand up against the ordinary office fires, which is all basically after the first 10 minutes. That's all we had in New York was an office fire, because the jet fuel flashed out and burned up very quickly. So it's something more to bring those buildings down, and particularly in the case of Building 7, which was not hit by a plane, had no jet fuel in it, and it fell at 5:20 that afternoon. But I want to focus on the Pentagon, because the Pentagon in itself shows that that this was a staged event. It was not something that occurred spontaneously. It was not something that was caused by terrorism. It was something that had been planned in advance. The Pentagon was hit by an aircraft flown by Hani Hanjour, and that circled around, took off as Flight 77, reversed course, flew back toward Washington, turned off its transponder, flew in and flew into the side of the Pentagon, which and it hit in the a very lightly occupied wing that had just been renovated and reinforced, and it only killed a small number of people. That was the official story. Well, that's early on, at the beginning of the rumblings around the truth movement, looking further into the incidents. A Frenchman by the name of Thierry Misson pointed out in his website that there was no evidence of a plane around the building, that the wreckage there wasn't enough of it, and he played a little game called Hunt the Boeing, and he got ridiculed in the mainstream press. He got ostracized, and he was just ridiculed throughout the community. And that to die out around the discussion around the Pentagon. In about 2006, a team from a couple of people from just musicians from the West Coast came out, and they interviewed people around the Pentagon that were there on the day of 9/11. They found out that these people had been interviewed a few weeks after 9/11 by an oral history project sponsored by the Park Service and United States Army. And so they found out who the witnesses were that they talked to, and they went back in 2006 time, and they started talking to these folks. Well, what they found was a very interesting story. They did these interviews on tape, and after a number of people, they came to realize that there was no one witnesses to the approach path that the aircraft would have had to been on in order to create the damage, or to hit the light poles. The aircraft was supposedly flew in at a very low level, hit 5 light poles, the first of which penetrated the windshield of a...
We're going to go into a break.
Okay.
Break.
All right. I'll hold that for right after the break.
Folks, support your sponsors at RBN, Public Broadcasting Network, because you can handle the truth. Thank you. See you in a minute.
And the pain will never depart me. I'll hear the bomb again. I'll hear the bomb again.
If you're taking 1, 2, 5, or more nutritional supplements, please stop. Simplify your supplementation with Bio Superfood, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Men, women, children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from BioAge.com. And now take just one nutritional supplement instead of many. The Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with 4 of the most nutrient-dense algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood for the brain helps with focus, memory, clarity, and mood. If you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has 0 toxicity and is safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at BioAge.com, spelled BIOAGE.com, BioAge.com, or call 877-288-9116. That's 877-288-9116. BioAge, the age of advanced organics.
Would you like to reclaim lost health? Are supplements only getting you so far? Hey folks, my name is Franklin. I had a heart attack in 2006 that left me with a damaged valve working at only 20% capacity and odds against being here now. Then I found RNA Drops, a patented complement formula that creates perfect cells in your body. My perfect cells helped me to regain heart function and more. What could your body do with perfect cells? For a limited time, you can find out for free. Go to franklinsrnadrops.com and get a free mini bottle, valued at $50 on its way. Just pay shipping and handling. While you're there, you can view our growing line of products and hear amazing stories of what these products have done for others. My story is there as well. That's franklinsrnadrops.com. Start reclaiming your health today by giving your body what it needs. I cannot wait to hear what your perfect cells are doing for you. Thank you.
Corporate media dominates the American opinion. Finding independent voices that counter this avalanche is becoming increasingly difficult. With the endless corruption running rampant throughout our government, independent voices are needed more than ever to battle the offensive against our freedoms and liberties. As a listener of RBN, no one understands this concept better than you. Now it's up to you to do your part. The time has come for you to take action and begin broadcasting the truth to hundreds or thousands of people every month. Sound impossible? Quite the contrary. With pointed slogans from LibertyStickers.com, you can reach countless sleeping Americans unaware that they live in a real-life wonderland. LibertyStickers.com has a huge inventory of political bumper stickers and messages that reflect the truth about our government, our politicians, and the future of America. With so many in stock, there's one perfect for you. Visit us today at LibertyStickers.com. Again, that's LibertyStickers.com. Do your part. Your voice is important. Let it be heard.
They said that Israeli forces knew not of the liberty's true identity, and so they took advantage of the serenity. They attacked the silent ship.
I don't know, another 4 or 5 minute run here, and then we got an hour to go. And I wanted to just quickly get in here. Barton brought up a lot of false flag instances, 4 or 5, 6 of them, and you run down a very big list. Now, did America cause these false flags themselves, or did they have help? I know on the USS Liberty, they certainly had helping them, and your learned mind, all the things you've done, Shelton, in your life. By the way, thank you for your service to your country, and I salute you, sir, very, very much for being a United States Marine, serving our country. But these false flags, have been brought up time and time again, and people have said, well, listen, building set down because it had debris fell on it, and it went flat to the ground. It just went flat, flat, flat. Well, I agree with that. I agree with building 1 and 2 coming down flat either. But what are your thoughts on that, Sheldon?
Well, Building 7, there's almost no way you can spin that as anything but just a part of the overall operation. The idea behind a false flag usually is to really get the attention and to provide a cause for anger among the population, so they'll beg the people that want to get us into a war to go ahead and do it, and give them the justification. And so it was just an overall part of it. The reason I focus on the Pentagon is because, number one, it brings in the military as having been directly attacked, and the evidence at the Pentagon, as brought forth by the group I was talking about, Citizen Investigation Team, cannot be spun as anything else except the false flag incident, because once you remove the reality of a plane crash, what you're left with is a staged operation. It's a stage set that takes a media effort behind it to sell it. It takes a cover-up. It takes the participation of people that are operating against the interests of the United States. And all this evidence is laid out. If you want to know more about it, look up citizensinvestigationteam.com, and you'll see all the evidence that is laid out there. It consists of interviews with the people who were at the scene in a very good position to see the aircraft that came over. What they saw, and they describe it on these taped interviews, is an aircraft flying low in the vicinity of Arlington Cemetery.
Hold that. We got the break coming up.
Okay, I'll hold it there.
So, folks, remember, sports are sponsors at RBN, some of the best sponsors in the world. Thank you for listening. We'll be back with Voice Counts in just a minute. Phil Tourney here, USS Liberty survivor. God bless America. Talk to you in a minute.
Can handle the truth.
Well, the time has finally come for the story to be told that should have been listened to a long time ago. In 1967, on the 8th day of June.
Folks, here for the second hour of Your Voice Counts, and thank you, Kat. You go to Songs, USS Liberty, to listen to Kat's songs, and, I'll tell you, we've got a couple great guests here, Barton, Vann, and Shelton Langford. And Shelton, if you would like to continue on with your thoughts, I'd appreciate it. Go ahead.
Let me see if I can move it a little faster. The whole idea of the entire story at the Pentagon was the approach of this aircraft, and it had to be on a certain line because the light poles were allegedly knocked down. There was a hole in the E-ring of the Pentagon and a wreckage path destruction through the Pentagon to the C-ring where it broke out into an alley, supposedly. In order for that aircraft to have been on that course and create that damage path, it had to fly up the east side of Columbia Pike. There is a Citgo gas station between Columbia Pike and the Pentagon. I've used it many times, and the witnesses that saw the airplane go overhead were arrayed along the flight path there north of the Citgo station. The witnesses that the citizen investigation team talked to were all workers at the Pentagon. There were Pentagon policemen. There were two of them. There were people that worked at the Arlington National Cemetery and groundskeepers and that sort of thing. And they described in very great detail what they saw, which was an aircraft flying north of the Citgo station, and it flying in toward the Pentagon. All of them thought the aircraft hit the Pentagon. But upon further investigation, when after all these interviews, a fact dawned on the citizen investigation team that in order to create the damage path and in order to hit the light poles that were alleged to be knocked down, the aircraft would have had to have flown south of the Citgo station. Instead, they found that the witnesses were all unanimous in the fact that it flew north of the Citgo station and in toward the Pentagon. Well, this is impossible. It's aerodynamically impossible for the aircraft that's seen north of the Citgo station inbound to the Pentagon to even hit the first light pole. It couldn't possibly get there. It could not maneuver to get there. And this fact by itself proves that the Pentagon was not the scene of a plane crash. They identified a witness, another Pentagon police officer who was on the other side of the Pentagon at the time. He heard the explosion, he came outside, and he saw an aircraft flying away. If you have an aircraft flying toward the Pentagon and it doesn't crash, then it has to go somewhere, and that's where it went. It flew away at treetop level while everybody was looking at the fireball and the explosion. So this accounts for a lot of the anomalies about the Pentagon. Number one, the fact that the wreckage, there are no wings, there's nothing outside the building except some aluminum confetti.
Coming up, then we got a good one going. Very interesting conversation, folks. Listen to this. You got this story. It's just too convincing, and it's just too much evidence not to take in. Support your sponsors, RBN. We'll be right back.
If you're taking 1, 2, 5, or more nutritional supplements, please stop. Simplify your supplementation with Bio Superfood, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Men, women, children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from BioAge.com. And now take just one nutritional supplement instead of many. The Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with 4 of the most nutrient-dense algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood for the brain helps with focus, memory, clarity, and mood. If you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has 0 toxicity and is safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at BioAge.com, spelled BIOAGE.com, BioAge.com, or call 877-288-9116. That's 877-288-9116. BioAge, the age of advanced organics.
How would you like to own land? A refuge to escape from big cities, possible food shortages, the collapse of the dollar, or just a vacation trip is now available to you. Lots of fishing and hunting are available just across the Rio Grande River. Own your personal Colorado Wilderness RV lot within 3 stones throw of the Rio Grande River for $1,395. Quarter-acre lots, county road access. All lots come with warranty deed. All just for $1,395. Call 785-672-3141. 785-672-3141. Or go online to ColoradoRiverLots.com for more information and to see photos. It is away from civilization, a good business investment, and a low-cost protection plan. Call today, 785-672-3141.
Would you like to reclaim lost health? Are supplements only getting you so far? Hey folks, my name is Franklin. I had a heart attack in 2006 that left me with a damaged valve, working at only 20% capacity and odds against being here now. Then I found RNA Drops, a patented complement formula that creates perfect cells in your body. My perfect cells helped me to regain heart function and more. What could your body do with perfect cells? For a limited time, you can find out for free. Go to franklinsrnadrops.com and get a free mini bottle, valued at $50 on its way. Just pay shipping and handling. While you're there, you can view our growing line of products and hear amazing stories of what these products have done for others. My story is there as well. That's franklinsrnadrops.com. Start reclaiming your health today by giving your body what it needs. I cannot wait to hear what your perfect cells are doing for you. Thank you.
Welcome back. Here we go to Your Voice Counts. Phil Tourney, your host. USS Liberty survived 1967. And here we're at truth as much as we can. You know what? Shelton. You know what? From you is we were falling so to get us into a war with get us in a war with Iraq. All for the benefit of Israel, because they're the only ones benefited from that war, just as they have from Afghanistan. Lies that are coming out right now via Israel that Iran has nuclear weapons and they're going to destroy the world, and that the Congress of the United States has never fully investigated or never will fully investigate the USS Liberty, the World Trade Centers, or any other despicable act committed against the free-loving, wonderful people of America. What are your thoughts?
Well, I can't argue with that, Phil. I think you're correct. If your listeners want to learn more about what the Citizen Investigation Team, their methods, all the evidence is there. You don't have to buy anything or purchase a DVD or anything. The National Security Alert is the name of the film that they made, and all the evidence is there, complete with all the witnesses' testimony. They interviewed in additional files other witnesses that they found since then. None have contradicted their the main story that basically the aircraft could not possibly have created the damage at the Pentagon. It had to fly over the Pentagon and away. And people ask, well, what happened to the aircraft? What happened to the pilot, to the planes, and to the passengers? And the answer to those questions need to be demanded from the government, because we have factual information that shows that that aircraft did not crash into the Pentagon.
Okay, Sheldon, now I understand. I totally understand it, and I agree with you. But who would concoct such a insane false flag operation on building 1 and 2 and 7 in the Pentagon? Who was involved with this? Because it just didn't happen to the United States false flagging themselves, did it? Or what are your thoughts?
It would have to be somebody whose interests were served by it. And if you look at the fortunes of Al-Qaeda since then, or what they call Al-Qaeda, you don't see much evidence that they benefited very greatly from it. The state of Israel is the only real national security beneficiary. They got their big brother, the United States, to basically pick a fight with all all of Israel's enemies that surround them. And that's not a bad position to be in if you're a little country in the middle of a very hostile group of people who are becoming very much more hostile by the action of the United States and Israel.
Oh, that's 100%, 10,000%, by the way. But, Sheldon, here we have one of the greatest nations in the world, the most giving, the most loving, the most caring. We're going on. We're broke. We give Israel all this money. In fact, I think that the last 3 years they got more money for foreign aid for their armed forces and their military than we did. So, with the Congress and the president and we got elections coming up pretty quick. I know both sides are playing against the middle. I know that Benjamin Ness, who wants Romney to get elected, and because he was snubbed not only once but several times by Obama, which I give him credit for that. He did take a stand, but it makes no difference who the president is. The Congress are the ones that write the check. The Congress are the ones that bought and paid for. So how do we take care of that situation?
Well, how do we get the will of the people to surface in any discussion of our national interest, Phil? We're losing our democracy by the day, and it's for the sake of the military-industrial complex and the warmongers who just want to continue to pursue an empire here. Apparently, empires and democracy don't go together very long, and that's our main problem. We've got to insist that we want our democracy back. We want the Constitution back. We don't want to be a paranoid, helpless, pitiful giant that has its citizens go through a body search every time they get on an airplane. We're seeing all this, and we as citizens need to stand up and say it's enough, and make them show their cards before we go to war, basically.
Well, it's very interesting you say that. Show their cards, but in the like you did for over 300 missions, you knew it could be your last. But you did it anyway. You did it for love of country. You did it for your family. You did it for self. You did it for your fellow servicemen. Semper Fi. You did it for that. And is it all worth it? I mean, are we all brainwashed? I love my country. I'd do anything for my country, but I've smartened up a little bit. It's the people that run this damn country, and it's about that the United States, American people wake up to this fact that, hey, we're being hoodwinked, we're being taken down the tank by a country that's richer than us, and we're paying them off, and our Congress is letting them do it along with our presidents. I mean, I just don't understand it and never will. It drives me crazy when my shipmates were murdered by the government of Israel, and we told them who did it, and they told us to shut up or we go to prison. or worse. So, I mean, how much more worse can it get? How much more bad?
It can get a lot worse. We could wind up in a nuclear war over this. Just blindly following what the warmongers among us would have us do. I'm very worried about that possibility. We survived the Cold War, which I really doubted at some point. Sometimes during my life, I doubted we would survive that because I thought we were probably going to go to war at some point. And son of a gun, we didn't. But this could be different.
Well, I think it's a lot different for several reasons. First is Russia. Second is China. Pakistan. We have many people with nuclear weapons that let's face it, what has happened in the Muslim world and around the world, we are hated by the world, and we are the most giving country in the world, and we're hated. And it all comes down to our passionate attack to it. Now,
well, Phil, you're absolutely right. There are a great many countries that do hate us for our actions, our foreign policy. I don't know how long we can expect to drop bombs from drone aircraft over countries, kill women and children, and wreck their infrastructure, and still expect them to take us seriously when we say we love peace. But on the other hand, we have a lot of people in the Western world. My next door neighbor is Canadian, and he keeps reminding me that the world looks up to us as leaders, and that they're not too happy with the leadership we're showing, but basically they can still consider us, a great many of them, to be the best hope of civilization, and we're blowing it.
Well,
you know if Bart is still on?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, let us hear your thoughts as well, Bart.
Well, I think, Shelton, what you said, you hit the nail right on the head. And it's unfortunate that our republic is being run by a bunch of international gangsters. And what's really sad is that Israel is being run by a bunch of Zionists, and these are the people that are causing the problem. Now, you have a lot of Jews that are very much against Zionism, and they're speaking out against it. And I can name some: Alfred Lowenthal, he's deceased now, and Mark Lane, and people like this. So you can't blame all the Jewish people, not in any way. But you've got the Zionists who are running Israel, and they are controlling this government. It's a Zionist-occupied government, and our Congress is controlled by them, and our Congress is bought and controlled by these people. And this is a tragedy, and the American people should get up and realize this.
Just on RBN, real news, real talk, real people, because you can't handle the truth.
It would be too late for liberty.
An effective 100% organic nutritional supplement is now available to be shipped out to you rush delivery. Heart and Body Extract is a 100% natural, organic, and wild-crafted formula made out of garlic, hawthorn berries, hawthorn leaves, coleus, motherwort, bilberry, butcher's broom kelp, mistletoe, ginger, and cayenne pepper. It is an excellent formula designed to balance and support the heart and circulatory system. It is extremely effective and starts to work within days. Order your 2-month supply by visiting heartandbody.com or by calling 866-295-5305. 866-295-5305. Take the high road to a long and happy life. heartandbody.com.
As many of you know, natural supplements are fantastic for your body and have zero side effects. You need to restore your body's natural balance. TerraVim strives to carry only the highest quality dietary supplements and natural vitamins that can be beneficial in helping your body recover from the impact of daily stress, allergens, illness, environmental pollution, and the aging process. Why buy from TerraVim? Simple. TerraVim provides a rewards program. Earn $1 for every $10 spent, free health consultations, free shipping on all orders, and an additional 10% discount on every order when you mention the coupon code RBN. Call 866-647-4372. That's 866-647-4372, or go to terravim.com. That's TerraVim.com. TerraVim, the best supplements on earth.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
A healthy heart starts with Extendovite. I've always believed that I had to have a strong defense to overcome the new superbugs of today. Extendovite, a 7-herb heart protection cocktail, not only helped me to overcome a massive heart attack, but it also has built up my natural immune defenses against colds and flus. Extendovite has so many benefits that we all should be taking Extendovite to build up our defenses for what superbugs might emerge yet. So start today, clean out the toxins, and be as healthy as you can be. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
They said that Israeli forces knew not of the liberty's true identity, and so they took advantage of the serenity. They attacked the silence.
It's we have a lot of people out there listening to this show, and I certainly appreciate that. Your input, whenever you want to give it, is certainly respect, honored by not only me, but of course RBN. But I do have to say this: I have, two great American heroes on my show. Your Voice Counts, and this great station RBN, because we love our country. We do this for a reason, and we want our country to survive. And in my, and I'm not going to speak for these gentlemen, but in my, if we continue on the road that we're going, and I know both of you know about the Samson option, that's a possibility, because Israel will not go down. They'll take the whole world with them, and whether you'd like to talk about that or not, that's up to you. But that's go ahead.
Phil, you're cutting out.
Well, that's that was before, and I apologize. I really apologize for that. Deal is, but I'll repeat myself. Great American heroes on Your Voice Counts, RBN, because that's why we're doing this, and wanted to survive. If we continue, we're going with the support of Israel, like we're doing, will be used, and we both know what that is.
Well, I think you're correct. I didn't get all of that. You're cutting out a little bit, but basically the bottom line is that American citizens have to wake up, have to pay attention. They can't be obsessed with the latest game show or talent show on television. They've got to be paying attention to what's going on in the world. If we had, I know it hadn't been brought up, but John F. Kennedy was president when I graduated from college, and or he would have been. He was struck down in his prime by what look to be some of the same forces that are controlling things these days. And I think if we had called them to account at that time, we wouldn't be facing this situation. But they got away with it. We didn't investigate, and we paid the consequences. Anybody there?
Yes.
Phil, I can't hear you either.
We're still here. I'm just trying to get on another number here. You guys go ahead, kid bits, whatever you want to talk about, but I got to get this figured out because I can't be heard. So you guys go ahead and talk, please.
Let me just urge everybody that's listening to go to Citizen Investigation Team, citizeninvestigationteam.com, and take a look at the evidence there. Take a look at the film, National Security Alert, and there's another short film in there that's a companion piece to that features interviews with the taxi driver whose taxi cab was allegedly hit by the first light pole that the aircraft struck. Well, and listen very carefully to what he says in his interview or afterwards, because we have what is very close to the first confession by a co-conspirator, by somebody who participated in the operation there. He doesn't come right out and say it. It's a little bit coy, but listen to what he says and take a look at that, because it's the closest thing we have to a confession by a perpetrator. I'd also refer the listeners to Pilots for 9/11 Truth is a website that has a great deal of information. It's the website that Citizen Investigation Team was on when they were making basically the breakthroughs in the research. So drop into that site as well. It is not all pilots, and it's not very technical. You can follow along with this discussion, and just about all the 9/11 topics are covered there. You have anything to add, Bart?
Yeah, along with what you said, Shelton, I think the crux of the whole thing right now, this day and age, is 9/11. If 9/11 can be exposed, and I mean have a good, independent 9/11 commission, get exposed, you will see how the news media is controlled, how our government's been operating from behind the scenes with the Council on Foreign Relations and the Bilderbergs, and how they control our Senate and Congress, and how the American people are being brainwashed. And I think what Shelton has said about Pilots for 9/11 Truth and National Security Alert, these are very, very important things to consider. And
okay, folks, here we go into another break. Hang on. I'm on a different phone here, a different line. I apologize for all the goof-ups, but that does happen on live radio. So hang in there, folks. We got another good half hour to go and a lot of talk. So, just support your sponsors on RVN. We'll be right back with you. Thank you both, gentlemen, for hanging on. Bye-bye.
You're listening to the Republic Broadcasting Network, because you can handle the truth.
Don't answer it! How can I stop these annoying collection calls?
Imagine being free from your debt without settling, and with no payment plan, no negotiating or filing bankruptcy, and no attorneys. What if you could eliminate the risk from all your unsecured debt in about 90 days and keep all your money? You can. It's called Zero Debt Guarantee, and it works. There's no other program of its kind on the planet, and we guarantee the results in writing. Call now, 800-477-9256. Let our team of experts provide you with the resources to fight back. fast. Stop collection calls and prevent and stop wage garnishments and bank levies. If you're facing foreclosure, we can help. Don't go it alone. Get free information now by calling 800-477-9256. Talk to an expert who has also completed our program. Call 800-477-9256 for free info or go to ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. That's 800-477-9256 or go to ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com.
Are you prepared? Are you ready? You should be. CampingSurvival.com is your source for camping supplies, survival gear, and survival food. Whether you are an emergency preparedness-minded individual interested in MRE and colloidal silver, a hardcore hiker in need of paracord, a water filter system, and fire piston, or just need a basic first aid kit or emergency kit for the family, CampingSurvival.com is the right place. Call CampingSurvival.com today. Toll free 800-537-1339. CampingSurvival.com. It's not about the end of the world. It's not about surviving a hypothetical plane crash. It's about the satisfaction you get knowing you can take care of yourself and or your family in any situation, anytime, anywhere. Call now. 800-537-1339.
Meet Jerry D.
Hi.
Jerry and his family, like you, are very concerned about world conditions and have gathered many emergency preparedness items, including turtle tough shelters.
We have added 2 24-foot turtle tufts to our supplies and feel very secure knowing our large family is ready for whatever the future may bring.
Turtle tough shelters are not tents. They are permanent yet portable 4-season geodesic frame shelters that are as strong as a cabin at a fraction of the cost and are easy to set up, take down, and move anywhere. Available in 2 sizes. Get your Turtle Tough shelter and accessories included at TurtleToughShelters.com. That's Turtle, T-U-F-F Shelters.com. Or call 801-623-3288. That's 801-623-3288. Or see them online at TurtleToughShelters.com. Turtle Tough Shelters, your all-season home away from home.
Well, the time has finally come for the story to be told that should have been listened to.
There we go, folks. We got a pretty good run here going. I hope you can hear me better. But like I say, this is live radio. It does happen. But I wanted to make sure that what I said earlier came through very loud and clear. Is that we have 2 Americans here, 2 American heroes that speak up for their country. We have a United States Marine Corps pilot that put his rear end in the seat every day, and he didn't know if he was going to live or die. Thank God he came home. And he's here to tell everybody his story, what he thinks about what's going on, as well as Barton, Vann, a very distinguished and a dear friend of mine. And we've become friends over the last few years. But folks, my reach and my output on this radio show is to save America. And that is, it may sound cold, but to hell with everybody else, because whoever comes helps us. Nobody. Let's stop 04 and 8 to everybody. Let's get this country going. Let's get it going fast and try to save us from going off that cliff. We don't need to give Israel $7 billion or $7 million a week. In fact, I think they've gotten $3 trillion in the last 30 years or 40 years. It doesn't make any difference. $3 trillion in over a billion years is a lot of money. But we have a couple people that called in, and I always want to get them in. And folks, we're gonna go through this callers. So I'll tell you what, Barton and Shelton, hang loose, and we're gonna take Rick from Hawaii. Rick, come on up, please, if you can hear us.
Good afternoon. Great show. Appreciate what you guys are doing. I wanted to mention Benjamin Friedman, the famous former Zionist insider. who said in 1961 that the Zionists and their co-religionists rule these United States as though they were absolute monarchs. That was over 50 years ago. This question about how we're going to turn it around, I think the media is a lost cause. The media is not doing anything at all for us. I really think it's going to have to come maybe from the churches. There are people like Reverend Ted Pike and Pastor Charles E. Carlson of We Hold These Truths. There's Hugh Akins, E. Michael Jones. A number of different people are working across the Christian spectrum to try to educate Christians to what's been going on. And as I've been trying to bring this information to people's attention for the last 10 years, it's remarkable how few people are interested. And it just seems to me that people need to be led, and that really comes down to be a function of the churches. And if we could ever get some momentum inside the churches, we might make some headway. That's all I've got to say. Appreciate the show. Thanks so much.
Great. Okay, thanks, Rick, and thanks
Phil,
for calling
can I say
from
something here?
O'Reilly. Either
Phil?
one of you can take that, please.
Phil, could I say something?
Sure, go ahead.
This is Bart. What the gentleman just said, he is absolutely correct. Amen. And I can say this, that one of the things that's happened, the churches have failed us. Now, I think, we have the Zionists. We have the Zionist Jews, but we also have the Christian Zionists. And these people are dangerous. These are the people that are leading us down the primrose path. And,
Are you talking about John Hagee? Are you talking about John Hagee, person like that?
Yeah, a guy like him and Pat Robertson and those people like that. As far as I'm concerned, and I'm going to speak very plainly, I think John Hagee's got his synagogue of Satan down there in Texas, and as far as I'm concerned, people like that are phony as a $3 bill, and they are misleading the people wrong. And there's scripture that shows that they're wrong, but they won't listen to it. There's plenty of biblical scripture. Thank God for people like Ted Pike. He has done an excellent job, and this Reverend Carlson. So. This gentleman is absolutely correct.
Okay, thank you, Bart. And we got another call from Anthony from California. Please come on, Anthony. Thank you for calling. Your voice counts. What's on your mind?
Thank you, gentlemen, and that was an extremely interesting caller. Looking at it from that perspective, and you gentlemen, as you pointed out, the Christian Zionist, that John Hagee, he happens to be on that video, whereas VPRO, and then you can go to YouTube and type that in and backlight, and then look for the Israeli lobby, and he is in that video. So, yeah, they are dangerous, extremely dangerous, because the people that are involved, where is that problem with the people that listen to him? What was amazing when I watched that video was that there were so many black people in there, and they're all shaking their head up and down. Yeah, let's attack. He's calling for the attack of Iran. And so also I just want to mention that, we have to remember Larry Silverstein was the front man for the board members of the that own those buildings. And, of course, the money that he collected, all the money when he was in the millions, then he come out with the billions. And so, I mean, and then if you look at, as you mentioned, you gentlemen mentioned 9/11, the Building 7, how could just a fire break out and that building go down within its footprint as the rest of them have gone in the foot? There's a lot more to all of this. Now, I understand that AE 9/11 Truth, that they don't want to talk anything about Larry Silverstein. They want to just keep to the technicalities, which I appreciate that, but evidently they've been attacked of some sort of anti-Semitic group or whatever. I'm only guessing at that. Now, one more issue here is Netanyahu. Netanyahu went to school with Mitt Romney here at Harvard, right? He went to Harvard. So they're real bed buddies. And so whatever Netanyahu wants, Mitt Romney's going to do. And the big thing, I think that they're a little worried if Obama gets in the second time that he may just start to say, wait a minute. And that's why they want Mitt Romney in it, because he's a shoo-in as the next president of Israel and United States. So there's a lot more, but I want to hear what you gentlemen have to say about some of the things I've mentioned. And, of course, Israel, in my opinion, will be the first to use the nukes. And what happened to the USS Liberty, Phil and Mark's book, What I Saw That Day, everybody should have one. There's no doubt about it. It's just sickening after you read the book. I don't want to say any more. I really get mad. Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Anthony. Listen, Sheldon or Barton, either one you want to take that up, and then I'll have a follow-up. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Shelton.
Well, I'll just say that Anthony seems to be quite aware of what's going on. I do know that Richard Gage, head of Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth, he's had a very great deal. He's had a great deal of success, and it's getting a bigger audience. That film, his film on the towers, has been on PBS recently, and it's getting a lot of play in public television as well. So, but I do know that Richard Gage tries to stick very close to the physical evidence, and that's probably the reason he's not bringing personalities into it. He's not a very aggressive fellow as far as making accusations. He's very careful, and that has come back to bite him a couple of times. But I think we all have a role to play, and I think getting the truth out there is a very good thing to do, no matter how far you take it.
Yeah, Shelton, sir, I'll tell you, you made a very, very astute comment, no matter how far you want to take it. Now, how far is how far? So we don't know that, but we do know this, that Israel has nuclear weapons. If it's 1, 300, or 400, or 1,000, or 5,000, a nuclear weapon is a nuclear weapon, and there it goes. Now, we have a caller from Jim from California. This could be James Morris from California. If it is, welcome aboard, James, and go ahead and make your comments.
Just tuned in late here. I missed last week's show. Hope it was a good one. I'm just going to be weighing in with the other side here. That Valentino's Ghost film that I've mentioned a couple times on your show, just screened recently at the Venice Film Festival, or about a month ago now. And I just heard it's going to screen at the Doha Tribeca Film Festival in Qatar, and it's supposed to screen at the Dubai Film Festival in December. Doha Tribeca's next month. And, of course, it has the exchange that I had with the 9/11 Commission co-chair Lee Hamilton, and we talk about real 9/11 truth, and that's U.S. support for Israel. And the question I'd like to pose to your guests, and I'll sign off and listen to their response on air because I don't want to take up too much time, is the bottom line. Well, first of all, for Anthony who just called in with Building 7, it didn't fall into its own footprint. It basically was a fire that started from the debris coming from World Trade Center, from the Towers 1 and 2, impacted Building 7. The diesel fuel caught on fire, the steel was weakened, and it fell. It's rubbish about falling into its own footprint. That's a big conspiracy theory. You can go to representativepress.org to get the truth on that. But the question I'd like to address here, or mention to your guests, and I respect them. I know Bart Van Ness has done a lot of work helping to get the truth out with various publications. And your other guest is a respected Navy pilot, who I think was trained. Yeah, I think he was with Marine Corps. My mistake. I remember that from he was on before. Marine Corps pilot. I respect Marine Corps pilots the best anyway. They fly low, and it was a Navy professor I had or a Navy pilot as a professor at UCLA. And he said those Marine pilots fly too fast and low for me. So that tells
Okay,
you.
now I want to break in here. I want to break in right quick, James, and
yeah,
because I want to.
No.
I just want to say this. Your contention is this: that the reason that the people, whoever did it, flew into the towers and to the Pentagon, and then eventually flew into Pennsylvania, was perpetrated because of a passionate attachment towards Israel. Now,
of course, it's just like
what you also say is that you do not believe that Israel had anything to do with bringing down any of the towers or the planes.
I believe Israel. I think Israel knew it was coming. I think if you look at those Mossad agents that were quietly deported back to Israel, they were holding up cigarette lighters on right by the New Jersey, right in New Jersey on the Hudson River, looking at the burning World Trade Center towers after the attack, and they're holding up cigarette lighters like at a rock concert, saying, "Our war with the Palestinians is your war now." So yeah, I'm not saying Israel didn't know it was coming, but to say that Israel did it and explosives were in the towers, that's just ridiculous. Okay, look at my. The question I wanted to pose.
Wait a minute. Let's get a comment from Barton.
Yeah, but before they get the comment, just pose a question and I'll sign off. Here's the deal.
No, James, hang on. Let Barton respond to you. You're not going to get cut off. Go ahead, Barton.
Yeah, I'd like to say something right now. You've got scientific fact and laws of physics that have shown.
No, but sir, you've got in your that's people like Richard Gage who have flaws in their science.
No, you've got vapor cranial cavity.
You can't take that as fact. You can't take that as fact.
Hold it. Let's not talk over each other.
I'll let this conspiracy hour go, but the bottom line is it was U.S. support for Israel that brought down the towers. And what I wanted to say in closing, if there was a conspiracy, which there wasn't, CIA bin Laden unit head Michael Shore, you can hear his call at tinyurl.com/9/11 motive media betrayal. You can see his response to my question. The bottom line is this: why didn't Cheney and Bush remain in power if there was such an elaborate conspiracy? It's bullshit. Thank you.
Well, I got to say something to him too, because can I say something?
You should say anything you want. This is a free radio broadcast.
This gentleman has insulted me before. He insulted Shelton Langford before. He insulted a certain Army colonel, I think, and he won't listen to anybody. And as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, he's intellectually dishonest. He has vapor lock of the cranial cavity. And who knows, he may be doing this, this may be cognitive disinformation. It makes me a little hot. Shelton, do you want to make a comment?
Sure, Bart. Yeah, I've seen this tactic before. There's people I engage with in the chat rooms online that keep running through this. They keep telling me that Building 7 just fell down. It was just one of those things because of diesel fuel and office fires and everything else. And no building in history has ever fallen in the way that Building 7 did without explosives. There was absolute free fall, matter of record, free fall of the structure for the first 2.3 seconds, and that was admitted by Ness, who did the analysis for the government and concluded it was just the fires that brought it down. But free fall proves that it could not have been fire. It had to be explosives because no building in history has ever fallen in that manner without the aid of explosives.
Okay, let me break in here. In the 40s, the Empire State Building was hit by a very big airplane, and it barely moved. And they did not have fireproofing equipment on their beams at that time because they didn't have it, and it stood. So if jet fuel or whatever was supposed to burn those beams down, how come the Empire State Building just didn't fall over or fall down on its footsteps? That's what I can't figure it out.
Well, jet fuel had nothing to do with the collapse of anything, because it can't. It's kerosene, as Bart said. It's not anything magic about jet fuel. It's just petrochemical.
Here comes up for break.
I'll be back in a second, Phil. I got to go away for a second.
Okay, hang on, folks. Remember your sponsors, RBN. This is this is a show that wants to get the truth out, and we may all agree to disagree, but we all love America. See you in a minute.
Are you concerned about fluoride, chlorine, parasites, and other contaminants in your drinking water? Dalton ceramic water filters have been made continuously since 1827 and are used by disaster relief organizations and in third world countries to supply safe drinking water. Not only do we offer gravity filter systems, but also under the sink and countertop systems. Our replacement filters can be used to upgrade your existing system. And unlike some other filters on the market, Dalton filters do not have to be primed. For more information, call us at 800-696-1435, 800-696-1435, or order online at Dalton.com. That's DOULTON.com.
Wouldn't you agree? Healthy people are happier and more productive. Obesity is the root cause of many health problems. Do you want to lose weight safely, look sexy and attractive without side effects and no chemicals? Lose weight without the side effects safely with Zeno's organic dietary supplements. Made in the USA, 100% USDA certified organic. Visit www.zenos.com. That's www.zenos.com. Try our products risk-free for a limited time offer. No purchase necessary. You only pay shipping and handling. Get your old, sexy body back now. Visit Zenos.com. Get your free supplements now. Visit Zenos.com right now. www.zenos.com. That's www.zenos.com.
Hey there, my name is Frank Bates. What I'm about to tell you in the next 60 seconds could get me in a lot of trouble. I just created a free video presentation at 123crooks.com that exposes the electricity monopolies and government agencies for what they really are. Incompetent, lying crooks that are counting on your ignorance and fear to keep your power bills criminally high. Some have called this a conspiracy. Others have called it a cover-up. And you'll be shocked to find out how deep the conspiracy goes. My video at 123crooks.com exposes the truth and shows you the secret of how I beat them and how you can beat them too. Watch the controversial video that thousands of other smart patriots have already seen in the last 3 months. Go to 123crooks.com and discover one weird trick to slash your power bill and protect your home. Go watch my video now at 123crooks.com before they force me to shut it down. 123crooks.com.
Welcome back, folks. Here we go to the last few minutes of the show. And thank you for listening. And I wanted to, we got a little discussion there about, this, that, or the other, and who thinks this happened or who thinks that happened. But I wanted to close the show off and then let you guys hit it out. But what I know is a fact is this, that the state of Israel got by with cold-blooded, premeditated murder on the high seas when they knew we were an American ship, one of the most sophisticated spy ships in the world, the USS Liberty. That's a fact. And we have eyewitnesses that are still alive and willing to testify in front of Congress, in front of a library, in front of a kindergarten school. But they got by with cold-blooded, premeditated murder, and that is the government of Israel, and that is a fact. It happened 45 years ago, and they're still getting by with it, and it's being covered up by the United States government, from the president to the Congress. And so, folks, we can debate all this other stuff, but I do believe that the towers came down from explosives. That's what I believe. And I do believe that the towers were hit all because of our passionate attachment for Israel. And both of you could take it, or one of you, but I do have to thank you both for being on Your Voice Counts. You're welcome back anytime again. And I respect you very, very, very much for your patriotism and your being great Americans. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Shelton.
Phil, thank you very much for having us and for the discussion. I look forward to hearing more.
Well, I hope so, and I hope you'll come back on because you're a person that is in the know, and with all these architects and engineers that say this, and then several people say no. I mean, I don't see the logic in it. I just don't see the logic. It said that these things came down. They were blown down. It was an imploded explosion. And how does Building 7 come down? Because it got hit by some parts of an airplane and some diesel fuel caught on fire, and the whole building collapses. Impossible, in my view. Because I used to be a firefighter. I know all this stuff. I don't know everything. But I do know that those buildings had firefighting retardant on them about 6.5 to 7 inches thick, even before they would start to burn. So, folks, it's a discussion we could go on and on with, but it is I think it's a false flag, like the Liberty, and I think that there was more people involved in it than others. And either one of you could say this. Who do you think was involved in it with the United States of America? Please go ahead.
Well, I think you're right. There's proof that Israel was involved with it. Of course, with our government too, and they should be held to account for it. But what bothers me so much, some people just cannot be faced with the truth, and they result to insulting other people, and I think it's uncalled for. I mean, you have a right to agree. And I'm
listen, hey, Bart, we have to get off the air, and
I'm not going to let a guy like that push me around, I'll tell you.
Yeah, well, listen, God bless both of you. God bless America. Let's keep this nation safe, please. And Israel, do not pull any tricks. No false flags. Don't start a war and bring America into it, because we're not falling for it anymore. God bless America.
Yeah, I'd like to come back again sometime.
You can anytime you want to.
Okay.
Both of you can. Take care, folks.